Boy from Temple is now in the hospital recovering after suffering a serious head injury from a go-kart and side-by-side accident. News 10's Isabella Quintanilla joins us now in studio with more on what happened and how he's doing now.
To be honest, it didn't look very promising at the very beginning. I didn't know if I was ever going to see him again.
Darren White says his son Brayton, like any teenage boy, loves being outdoors and spending time with his friends and family, which is what he was doing when he had his accident.
He and his brother and a couple of their friends were out riding. He was on a go-kart with a buddy of his, and his brother and his other buddy was on a Polaris Ranger. He hit a bump and kind of lost control and turned in front of his brother, and his brother hit him, accidentally ran into him.
His brother pulled Brayton out, who was unconscious and bleeding from his left ear.
They called me and I drove out there. The life flight team came and to the ambulance and got him stable. And then once they had him stabilized, they put him on the helicopter and flew him to McLean's Children's Hospital.
There, Darren says they learned he had a broken collarbone, several fractures in his left hand, a broken temporal bone, and a compressed skull fracture. Doctors immediately taking him into surgery.
They went in and took the skull that was smashed up against his brain and pulled them back to where they were supposed to be.
Thankfully, just a week later, Brayton is doing much better and already up and walking around. However, he's still facing some challenges, doctors diagnosing him with diffuse axonal injury, or DAI.
He knows what he wants to say, but the words don't come out, and he knows that he's not saying the right words, and he gets really confused and he gets really angry and frustrated.
Meaning Brayton will have to go to an inpatient rehabilitation center as soon as the hospital finds one for him.
He'll leave straight from here and go to an inpatient rehabilitation for we don't even know how long.
But he's a fighter, and so even with the long road ahead, his parents say they know he'll come out stronger.
Now, if you would like to help support Brayton and his family, there will be a benefit for them on Saturday, October 25th. More information on that, as well as a link to their GoFundMe, can be found under this story on our website. Reporting in studio, Isabella Quintanilla, KWTX News 10.